My name's Jane Dugan. I'm currently living in Edmundston, New Brunswick. I've been here for approximately a year. I have the Madawaska Trail behind my house, so I'm reconnecting with nature, so it's a great thing. I love it here.
So, what brought you into the climate movement? What is your climate why?
When I first got connected to climate change, it was about um, my growing concern for nature. Growing up, I had the largest park in the city was like a block away from my house. So whenever I had the chance, I was always running over there, like especially in the summer, taking peanut butter sandwiches with me and following the creek and the river and just going all day wandering around. I mean, you could do that in those days. You didn't have to worry about safety and things like that as much, not even closely as much as you do now. But yeah, so I'd look for monarchs. There was, nature was surrounding me. So, when I started seeing um, the storms and the torrential rains and the drought and the famine, and I just wanted to try to do what I could. When I got the invitation to train as a climate reality leader, I applied and they accepted me, and I was really happy about that. And I thought, what could I do mostly besides, they were training me to lecture, which is a good thing, and able, an artist. So I thought, maybe I could bring my art to the cause and go from there.
How long have you been a climate reality leader, and what motivated you to apply for the training initially?
I was trained in 2015 in Toronto and had seen Mr. Gore in Toronto in 2012, I think it was. He was there. So when I sponsored a friend of mine to go to Toronto with me to hear about it, and I guess they had a paper going around that you could sign up if you were interested in learning more about it. And so that's how they had my email and they started contacting me and away we went. I like the connection, you get to meet the people and be, you really connect. I mean, you connect online, but it's not the same as the personal touch, right?
What is the most challenging part of your advocacy work, and how has the Leadership Core training or the Climate Reality Network helped you overcome this challenge?
Recently moved here, so I have a new community. So it's smaller. It's I think Windsor, where I moved from, was about 218,000, and here it's about 17,000. And the other problem I'm experiencing, or challenge, I should say, is the fact that it's a bilingual community and I only speak English. But people are very good when when you explain that you're new and you don't have the language skills. But um, so I'm hoping that this interview will being posted will help bring more people in and maybe get an opportunity to lecture here. I think the last time we spoke, I had just finished my painting. I've renamed it to Extinction Polar Ice North America 2022. And my book is finished. So there's a little story. So I'm going to hold up my book if you don't mind. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Is called Hope for the Future. Approached a lady who writes children's books in Windsor. We just met coincidentally at a market, and I said, I'd really like to have a story about the food chain and how it's affected by climate change. In Canada, even in the tundra. So she said, "Oh, she would love to do that for me." So we sort of coordinated together. This book is written. She's a retired school teacher, so it's written for about the grade 5 level,
Mhm.
introducing them to climate change. So it's all about polar bear, and he's in my painting, and he's upset that there's not enough ice, and he's wondering what's going to happen. And actually, what if I just read you the back cover? The world has changed. Instead of long winters filled with snow and cold, the far north of Canada has winters with warmer temperatures, both animals and plants are suffering. Polar's polar bear is worried not only about his own future, but about the effect this warmer world is having on the food chain. Plants lie at the bottom of every food chain. If the plants cannot survive, how can animals which eat those plants survive? And if those animals die, so will the animals further up the food chain. Polar knows that he and other animals cannot do anything to help the Arctic recover. Only mankind can do that. And so there's a little there's a picture of me training in Toronto in front of the sign. So, and then it's just full of different pictures of the different animals in the Arctic and the different plants and things like that.
I'm glad you were able to publish that book, and yeah, hopefully this will help get it out to a lot more people, and even teachers who can teach their students in a very, easy way to get them kind of just subtly, softly involved in climate action, right, without overwhelming them too much. That's important.
Yeah, so it's a positive book. So
Yeah.
I'm really happy that she did a great job writing it.
So what is your favorite part of the climate work that you do, and what motivates you to continue?
I think meeting people, getting out of my shell. Because when growing up, I was a very introverted, very shy person. I was the kid in school that never answered a question or put up her hand, or, and so it's good. I'm breaking out of my introversy and I'm becoming more of an extrovert, and I'm learning how to speak publicly, and I'm meeting people from different walks of life too, which is always good, and just I don't know, just trying to do a little bit to help people understand that it's not a fable. It's actually climate change. The crisis is really here. And, my biggest beef, I guess, is, that Canada is using clean water, which, the world is one water table and people need water everywhere to drink. And we're using it to extract oil from sand. And it just does not make any sense to me. So,
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's definitely hard to think about all those things that, we have all these resources, and we're so lucky in Canada, and to really realize that and not waste what we have, and to be able to share it and bring climate justice forward. So yeah, thank you so much.
well, thank you.